The theater was loud, glittering, and impatient, but for one quiet second before the music began, everything seemed to hold its breath. Before you scroll away, before you blink, stay right here, because what happened next didn't just change a boy's life, it broke through the toughest heart in the room and left millions of people in tears. Backstage, a Filipino boy stood alone, barefoot on the cold floor, clutching a small, worn flag to his chest. His name was Miguel, just 12 years old, shoulders thin, eyes far older than his age. Around him, cameras moved, producers whispered, and contestants practiced lines and notes. But Miguel didn't warm up. He closed his eyes and remembered home, the sound of rain hitting a tin roof, his mother humming while cooking rice, his father's photo hanging on the wall, smiling forever from a past life. This wasn't just an audition for him. This was a prayer. Miguel came from a small coastal village in the Philippines, where mornings smelled of salt and fish nets and evenings echoed with karaoke songs drifting between houses. His father had been a fisherman, a strong man with gentle hands, who taught Miguel to sing the national anthem every Sunday before sunrise. "Sing it like you mean it," his father would say. "Because this song is not just words. It's who we are." When his father passed away in a storm that never gave him back, the house became quieter, and the anthem became heavier. Miguel sang it at school events, at community gatherings, and sometimes alone, staring at the sea, as if his voice could reach wherever his father had gone. Life grew harder. His mother worked 2 jobs, his older sister stopped school to help, and Miguel learned early what it meant to carry hope for a family. When he saw AGT on a neighbor's old TV, he didn't see judges or fame. He saw a stage big enough for his voice to travel across oceans. He auditioned with a borrowed phone, singing Lupang Hinirang in one take, heart pounding, neighbors silent behind the camera. When the call came that he'd been selected, his mother cried harder than she had in years, not from sadness, but from the fear of hope returning. Now, standing on the AGT stage, Miguel felt smaller than ever. The lights were blinding, the audience endless. The judges sat like legends from another world. Simon Cowell leaned back, arms crossed, face unreadable. He had heard thousands of singers, dreams rising and falling in front of him. Miguel swallowed, introduced himself softly, his accent trembling but proud. When asked what he would sing, he said, "Our national anthem." A murmur moved through the crowd. It was a bold choice. A risky one. The music began as slow, simple, almost fragile. Miguel's first note was quiet, but it carried something raw, something honest. As he sang, the words weren't perfect English, but they didn't need to be. Every line carried the weight of history, sacrifice, and love for a homeland that taught its children to smile even when life hurt. His voice cracked once, just for a moment, and instead of breaking the spell, it made it real. Tears welled in the eyes of people who didn't even understand the language. Simon shifted in his chair. Miguel's hands trembled as the song rose, his voice growing stronger, fuller, as if his father stood beside him, guiding every note. The flag in his hand shook slightly, and the camera caught his face, eyes closed, brows tight, singing not to impress, but to remember. In the audience, Filipino families clutched each other. Some stood. Some cried openly. The anthem filled the room, and for those few minutes, the stage wasn't America or television or competition. It was home. When the final note faded, there was silence. Not the awkward kind, the heavy, sacred kind. Then the audience erupted. A standing ovation. Cheers that felt endless. Miguel opened his eyes, stunned, breathing hard, unsure if this was real. He looked toward the judges, searching for a sign. Simon Cowell was wiping his eyes. For a man known for sharp words and tougher expressions, this moment felt unreal. Simon leaned forward, voice unsteady as he spoke. He talked about losing his own father, about how music can unlock doors in the heart you didn't even know were closed. He said Miguel didn't just sing a song, he told a story that crossed borders. Tears rolled freely now, and Simon didn't hide them. The crowd gasped, then applauded again. Miguel cried too. Not because he'd won anything yet, but because for the first time since his father's death, he felt truly heard. The votes were unanimous. Yes. 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 But the real victory came when Simon stood, pressed the golden buzzer, and the stage exploded in gold. Confetti rained down like a blessing. Miguel fell to his knees, overwhelmed, covering his face, whispering thanks in his native tongue. Somewhere across the ocean, his mother watched on a borrowed TV, collapsing into tears as neighbors hugged her. The weeks that followed weren't easy. Pressure grew. Expectations rose. Miguel doubted himself late at night, missing home, missing the sea, missing the simplicity of singing without cameras. But every time he stepped on stage, he remembered why he was there, not for trophies, not for fame, but to honor where he came from. His performances carried that truth, and people felt it. By the finale, Miguel didn't just represent himself. He represented millions who dream quietly, who sing in small rooms, who believe their voice might matter someday. Whether he won the title or not, his journey had already won hearts. In the end, as the lights dimmed and the applause echoed one last time, Miguel looked up and smiled, not at the judges, not at the cameras, but somewhere beyond, as if saying, "I did it, Papa." And if this story touched your heart even a little, if you felt that lump in your throat or that warmth in your chest, don't forget to show your love. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this story, because somewhere out there is another voice waiting to be heard, and your support might be the reason their song reaches the world.